Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for January 11th, 2024, from 1 John chapter 2, Avoiding Stumbling. Previously, we heard John reassure believers about Christ's advocacy for them and emphasizes that there's a vital link between obedience and knowing God. John also highlights the necessity of bringing into line one's life with Christ's example and warns against claiming to abide in Christ while harboring hatred, especially toward fellow believers. And if we consider when we receive the Lord's Supper that Christ unites us in the supper, we see that those two are diametrically opposed. So continuing this theme, let's move on to verse 10. Whoever loves his brother abides in the light, and in him there is no cause for stumbling. Now, there is a wonderful connection between 1 John chapter 2, verse 10 and the Lord's Supper. See, here in John chapter 2, verse 10, genuine love for fellow believers is highlighted as an indicator of abiding in Christ's light. This authentic love signifies a state of walking with Christ's teaching and character and promoting unity and spiritual clarity within the community of believers. This goes very well along with the Lord's Supper, which is an ongoing sacrament in Christian practices, which brings about this unity. So Christ brings us together, his body and blood, and not just us and Jesus, but the entire fellowship of believers throughout the world. You see, as individuals partake in the Lord's Supper, they are united with Christ and with one another in the body and blood of Christ. The act of participating in this Holy Communion emphasizes the importance of love, forgiveness, and unity among believers. Essential elements that reflect abiding in Christ's light and fostering a community free from spiritual stumbling or division. Therefore, the connection between 1 John chapter 2, verse 10 and the Lord's Supper underscores this significance. And there is a beautiful correlation. So let me re-emphasize this, that in the Lord's Supper, we are connected to Christ and to one another. Given that the Lord's Supper serves as this bridge, why would anyone shy away from partaking the Lord's Supper, especially if they consider themselves a Christian? This is a sacred act that unites us with Christ and also fosters unity among brothers and sisters in Christ. So the Lord's Supper acts as a safeguard against stumbling in our faith journey. Therefore, Christians should never hesitate to come to the Lord's Supper. They should never hesitate to come to receive the very body and blood of Christ with that bread and wine for the forgiveness of sins. Because this is what it means to walk together in the light of Christ. And this is what John is trying to reassure us as Christians, that we need to continue to hang on to. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.